Good morning, children.
Good morning, ma'am.
We were learning about reproduction. One of you define what is meant by reproduction. Aditya, can you?
Yes, ma'am.
What is meant by reproduction?
Creating new offspring.
Yes,
Creating new offspring.
giving rise to new organisms. The process by which living things give rise to their young ones is known as reproduction. Children, you want me to call out your names every 5 minutes? Melvin, Rifa, Afsana, Haya, Vishnu, Sainaba. Okay. We learned about two types of reproduction. Which are those two types of reproduction? Hadi Amin.
Sexual and asexual.
Sexual and asexual reproduction. And what is the difference between these two? Nirupama, what is the main difference between sexual and asexual methods of reproduction?
In asexual reproduction, only one parent is included, and sexual, both the parents are included.
One more point I had said. Only one parent is involved, so there will not be
any differences there.
There will not. Continue.
And less time.
I'm not able to understand. Can you repeat it once again?
In asexual reproduction, the offspring will be identical and it takes less time.
Not the advantages. One main difference I'm asking. You said only one parent is involved. How sexual reproduction takes place? What is the main process? Fusion of
Gametes.
Is there any fusion of gametes in asexual reproduction?
No.
No. So in asexual reproduction, only one parent is involved and there is no fusion of gametes. Whereas in sexual reproduction, two parents are involved and there will be fusion of gametes. Children, in spite of saying repeatedly, half of the board is blank. Only the names are displayed. Shall I remove those who haven't turned the videos on? Shall I do that? Quick, Arjun. Nimita. Who is Nimita? If it is by mistake, if your name has gone wrong, change it. Otherwise, I'll be removing you. Arjun, Haya, Vishnu. Quickly turn your videos on. Johan. Okay, Vishnu. So let's learn more about asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction, some of the advantages I had listed last class. So those advantages also you can say, then we'll proceed. Adidev, give me one advantage of asexual reproduction.
Only one parent is involved.
Only one parent is involved. That point just now we said. Now, apart from that, what else?
They look similar. The parents look similar to.
Offsprings produced will be exact clones of their parents. That means they'll be exactly identical or identical to their parents. Then next point, Meghna.
It takes time less than the sexual reproduction.
Once again.
It takes time much less.
It takes less time. It takes less time when compared to sexual reproduction. And here, what about the number of offsprings produced, Vishnupriya?
Large number of offsprings are produced.
More offsprings can be produced within a short period of time. So let's continue with the topic. Yes, Adidev, since only one parent or only single parent is involved, they don't have to depend. Organisms do not have to depend upon other organisms for carrying out reproduction. Okay. Once again, we will see the points about asexual reproduction quickly. Two types of reproduction, sexual and asexual. Here in asexual reproduction, only one parent is involved and there is no formation or fusion of gametes. The organisms do not have to depend upon another organism for carrying out its reproduction. because only one parent is needed, and it takes less time. More number of offsprings are produced within a short time, and they'll be exact clones of their parent. They'll be exactly similar to their parents because there is no chance of recombination of characters. If two parents are involved, there'll be a new combination of characters. Some paternal and some maternal characters will be there, and a combination of these also you can find. But here only one parent is involved, and hence the offsprings formed will be exact clones of their parents. Now, what are the disadvantages? So, advantages we already saw. Now, what are the drawbacks? The chances of variations are less variations. And you know what is meant by variation and how important is variation in the formation of new species or in the process of evolution. We already learned variations are useful in the process of evolution. So if there are no variation, no changes, the offsprings produce, if they resemble their parents exactly, no chance of variation. In some simple organisms, the parent generation ceases to exist once reproduction is over. First point is that less chance of variation, very less variations will be developed in asexual reproduction when compared to sexual reproduction. So it cannot help in evolution or origin of new species. Second point is that in certain organisms, simple organisms, say for example amoeba, once asexual reproduction is completed, the parent generation will stop to exist. Say for example, now let's see, amoeba undergoing binary fission. Okay, amoeba is undergoing binary fission. You know that first the nucleus will start to divide, then later the nucleus will divide into two, and finally you will be getting two new cells. Division of the nucleus will be followed by the division of the cell body or division of the cell or the cytoplasm. Children, now we have shown here two daughter cells. So two daughter cells are formed over here. Okay, daughter cell number 1 and daughter cell number 2. But once these daughter cells are formed, you will not find the parent from where they are formed, because the parent has got changed into the daughter cells. So the parent will cease or stop to exist because the parent cell underwent transformation and changed into two new daughter cells. Now, once the daughter cells are formed, they cannot find we cannot find the mother cell. Hope you are getting the point. That is why it is mentioned in asexual reproduction, once the process is completed, the parent will not have existence. The parent will disappear because the parent has got transformed into daughter cells. Did you understand? Can I get an answer? Have you? Okay, okay. Asexual reproduction cannot give rise to biodiversity. So this point is related to the first point that I mentioned. If there are no variations, then there cannot be biodiversity. What is biodiversity? The diversity of the living organisms existing on the earth's surface. The different types of organisms are existing on the earth's surface. And if variations are not there, they cannot result in the formation of a new species over the years. So when these variations get accumulated for millions of years, it can result in the formation of a new species. No variations, no chance of biodiversity also. So all the organisms formed from a particular parent will be resembling, will be identical to the parent cell. So no variations, no biodiversity. Got it? The drawbacks, chances of variations are less. Only one parent is involved here. And in certain organisms, the parent generation will cease to exist once reproduction is completed. Asexual reproduction cannot give rise to biodiversity. Those were the drawbacks. Now we are going to learn some methods of asexual reproduction. A few methods of asexual reproduction you're going to learn. From lower classes, you are learning different methods, different asexual methods of reproduction. So here we are going to discuss the same thing again. We'll start with the first method of asexual reproduction, fission. What is the word meaning of fission, children? Fission means?
Combining.
Yes, Ashik?
Combining.
Then what is fusion?
Fusion means
Fusion is combining.
separating.
Fission is splitting or getting separated. So fusion and fission. Fusion is joining together. Two cells fuse, fusion, combining together. Fission means getting separated. So binary fission means splitting of a cell into two new cells. A cell will undergo division and it will form two new cells. That is bi. Bi means two. Binary fission. Fission resulting in the formation of two new cells is binary fission. Here you can see binary fission taking place in amoeba and leishmania. Both of them are protozoans. Amoeba and leishmania, they are different in their shape and structure. Now let's see how binary fission is taking place in these organisms. We'll start with amoeba. As you can see in the picture, first the nucleus will elongate, then it will divide, and this division is followed by the division of cytoplasm, and finally you get two new daughter cells. Once daughter cells are formed, this parent amoeba will not have existence because it has got transformed into two new daughter cells. Majority of the unicellular animals, they carry out this method of reproduction, that is binary fission, the single cell getting divided into two new daughter cells. The mother cell divides into two daughter cells, and each daughter cell will grow into a new individual, a new bacterium. See here. Here you can find one cell getting divided into two new daughter cells. Now later what happens? When these daughter cells get matured, they also will continue the process. They also will form two new cells. Again, those cells will get matured. They also will carry out binary fission, and this process will get repeated. The mother cell divides into two daughter cells, and each daughter cell grow into a new individual. The parent will cease to exist, or the parent generation will stop to exist once the fission is completed, because it's the parent cell that has got transformed into daughter cells. In organisms like amoeba, the splitting of the two cells during division can take place in any plane. It's very important, children. In amoeba, there is no fixed plane for carrying out binary fission. It can happen in any plane because it's not having any definite shape. I'll just show it once again. See here, it can divide in this way, or it can be divided in this way. Anyhow, okay, any way they can divide and form two new cells. In any plane, the division can take place. Binary fission can be carried out in any plane. There is no fixed plane in which the binary fission should take place. Okay, that is important because in all organisms, this is not the case. Now take the case of another protozoan, which is given in the second figure, Leishmania. Leishmania is having a whip-like structure at one end. You can see a whip-like structure at one end. And binary fission can take place only in a definite plane, only in a definite orientation with respect to its structure. See, if it is taking place in this way, you cannot get two identical cells. Only if this division is taking place in this manner, as it is given here, you can get two identical cells. So binary fission takes place in definite orientation in certain organisms. In certain other organisms, there is no fixed plane. It can take place in any direction or in any plane. So it can be asked, what is the difference between binary fission taking place in amoeba and leishmania? Then what you will write? In amoeba, the division, the binary fission can take place in any plane. There is no fixed plane for the division to take place. Whereas in leishmania, because of the peculiarity in its structure, they have got a whip-like structure at one end. If the division is taking place in any plane, you will not get two identical halves. It is taking place horizontally, then only one part or one cell will have that whip-like structure. The other part will not have that structure. So it has to take place in a definite orientation or in a particular plane to get two identical cells. Did you understand, Vishnupriya? Yes. What about others? Melvin?
Can you explain the last point
Yes,
again?
ma'am.
I'll repeat it again. We were discussing about binary fission. Binary fission means splitting into two. It is a method of, it's an asexual method of reproduction in majority of the simpler organism or simple organisms. And here we discussed about two such organisms where binary fission takes place. One is amoeba and the other one is leishmania. In general, the different steps involved are elongation of the nucleus, then the nucleus will divide into two, which will be followed by the division of the cytoplasm also into two, and finally we get two new daughter cells. Once the daughter cells are formed, the parent generation will stop to exist. It will not have existence because it has got transformed into the daughter cells. And in amoeba, binary fission can take place in any plane, no fixed plane, because of the speciality in its shape. It's not having any definite shape also. So binary fission can take place in any plane. You will get two identical daughter cells. Whereas in protozoans like leishmania, binary fission cannot take place in any plane. Then you will not get two identical daughter cells. So there, the binary fission should take place in a definite orientation. There is a particular plane along which the division should take place. Only then you will get two identical daughter cells. Okay. Now we are proceeding to another type of fission. This also comes under fission. Fission, two types you're going to learn. You already one you have learned. The second one is multiple fission. If you have understood what is binary fission, multiple fission also, you can understand the term itself. From the term itself, you can understand what is meant by multiple fission. Binary fission means the division of a cell into two daughter cells. Then what could be multiple fission?
More than two.
A cell is getting divided into more than two new cells. Many cells can be formed. Multiple cells will be formed, more than two. And here you can see a single cell, and that is getting divided into many daughter cells. First, the nucleus will split into many pieces, many fragments. Then each piece will be surrounded by a piece of, not a piece, some amount of cytoplasm will surround each nucleus. And finally, when the cell ruptures, many daughter cells will be released from there. Once again, inside the cell, the nucleus divides and form many nuclei, and each nucleus will get surrounded by cytoplasm, some amount of cytoplasm, and many such daughter cells will be formed. So from a single cell, many daughter cells will be formed. But in the case of binary fission, from a single cell, two new cells are formed. A single parent cell will divide and form two new daughter cells. But in this case, a single cell is undergoing division and many daughter cells are being formed. Unicellular organisms like Plasmodium. Where have you learned about Plasmodium, children? Where have you learned about Plasmodium? You haven't heard? Is it a pathogen? Does it cause any disease?
Malaria.
Yes, it causes malaria. It's a malarial parasite and it is spread by, malaria is spread by female Anopheles mosquito. But the protozoan that causes the causative organism is Plasmodium. And Plasmodium is an example where multiple fission takes place. It reproduces asexually by means of multiple fission. A single cell will undergo division and form many new daughter cells at the same time by multiple fission. Have you understood what is meant by fission? Children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Show the slide once.
I will repeat, I'll repeat. Now I will wait till you all turn your videos on. I'm not going to continue.
Your videos off.
Those whose videos are on, I'm not telling them anything, no. Well and good. But what about others?
Your video is off.
That is by loose contact, children. I'm not purposely turning it off. The wire, when it is touching the wire of camera, it is automatically getting turned off. Not like you people purposely turning it off. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for that message. Okay. Afsana, Haya, Sainaba, Johan. Sainaba, Afsana, Haya. Vishnupriya, that means in like that particular orientation, in which direction it is getting divided. Okay. Where that cut or where that division is taking place, that orientation, that is said to be plane over here. Only Aman Shakir. Okay, thank you, children. Okay, tell me what is meant by fission. Nas Parveen.
Yes, ma'am.
Why
Ma'am,
you missed a
fission
few
means
classes, Nas? What happened to you?
Network issue was there. Then one time I went to school. That's why.
So many days you had this.
One day.
Not one day, Nas. Okay, you tell me the answer. 3-4 days. No, 5 days.
Fission means splitting a cell into two cells.
Cell is, it is a method of asexual reproduction where a single cell is getting divided into two new daughter cells. Name 2 organisms where binary fission take place. Surya Krishnadas.
Yes, ma'am.
2 examples.
Can you repeat the question?
Yes, Surya. 2 organisms. I can see your face only partially. Window is very beautiful, but I would like to see your face, dear. Yes.
Amoeba.
Amoeba. Then one more example. Starting with P. P. In between you got distracted. Otherwise you cannot forget the name. What is the name of malarial parasite?
Plasmodium.
Surya, you are saying something?
Plasmodium.
Plasmodium. Adjust your camera properly. Okay, I want to see you properly. Full face. Some of you are like their forehead I will be able to see, but not the face completely. And partially also. Johan, Only your forehead I can see. I know you people know to adjust your camera properly. You are good at all these than your teachers. Okay, Prajot, what is next? What is the difference between, main difference between binary fission taking place in amoeba and plasmodium? Main difference.
In amoeba, splitting of cells can take place in any
Any plane. Any plane. Then in Leishmania,
it is not possible.
it is. In Leishmania,
Not
how the
possible.
Undefinite orientation.
Whip-like structure.
it is having a whip-like structure. So the division can take place only
Binary definite orientation.
in a definite orientation. Since it is having a whip-like structure at one end, the division or the binary fission can take place only in a definite plane, only in a definite orientation. It cannot take place in any plane like the case of amoeba. Yes, and what is meant by multiple fission? Savio, what is meant by multiple fission?
Yes, ma'am. One cell is divides into more than two cells.
Yes, Savio?
One mother cell is divides into more than two daughter cells.
So
And
when by means of fission, many daughter cells are formed. When a single cell undergoes division and many daughter cells are formed, you call it as multiple fission. Example? No example.
that
Plasmodium. Plasmodium. Okay. I'll take the attendance and then I'll continue. Now we are proceeding to the next asexual method of reproduction. No doubts with fission, no? Binary fission and multiple fission. Are you thorough with that? Yes or no?
yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Listen, I would like to get the response from others also. Mostly when I ask, one or two are responding. It's meant for all, no? So you can take turns and just unmute and speak. I would love to hear you replying.
Can you show the last slide?
Yes, I will show. I'll show. This one, no? Is this one?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. In multiple fission, unicellular organisms like Plasmodium, they will divide and form many daughter cells. So examples can be asked. So you should know that Plasmodium is a typical example for multiple fission. So asexual reproduction is carried out by Plasmodium by means of multiple fission. Is that okay? Can I change?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Now we are moving on to the second method of asexual reproduction. Children, all these methods you have to draw in your notebook. Let it be paper or notes, wherever you are writing. Last chapter also I had given you some assignment, some diagrams to draw. So this one also you can write the chapter name, put the date, and you can, when your periodic tests are over. I'm not asking you to do it today itself. I'm telling it in the beginning itself so that towards the end, when I say the diagrams to be drawn, you will not find it difficult. All the methods, binary fission, multiple fission, fragmentation, all the methods you should know to draw. Sometimes the pictures can be asked and you will be asked to identify and explain, or else with the help of the picture, you will be asked to explain the method of reproduction. Next is fragmentation. What is the meaning of fragment? What is the word meaning? Fragment. Yes? I'm waiting for your answer. 28 students are here. None of you know the answer? Fragment. It broke into fragments.
Small parts.
Small parts or small pieces. So fragmentation, as you can see in the figure, an organism, what you see here is a picture of an alga, Spirogyra, and it is breaking up into different pieces. Fragment 1, fragment 2, fragment 3, more fragments can be there. And now what is happening? Each fragment is developing into a new alga. A matured organism or a fully grown alga, or all those organisms which are carrying out fragmentation. Once it is fully matured, it will break into small fragments, and each fragment will grow into a new organism. Reproduction by fragmentation is seen in filamentous algae. Filamentous algae means, as you can see, it's a plant body is filamentous, thread-like structure or ribbon-like structure. So filamentous algae, they carry out reproduction by means of fragmentation. They have other methods of reproduction also, but one method of asexual reproduction is fragmentation. The filament of Spirogyra divides into many pieces upon maturation, and each piece will be able to develop into a new individual. Once the filament of alga, or once the alga is fully grown, the filament will break up into different fragments, and each fragment can grow into a new organism or a new alga. This process is known as fragmentation. It is easy to remember because the process is already explained in the heading itself. The term says it all. Fragmentation, formation of new organisms from fragments. The plant body or the organism will break up into fragments, and each fragment will be able to form a new individual. Is that clear?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Now, next method.
1 minute, can you show the last?
Previous one. Okay, I'll show. Fragmentation is a method of asexual reproduction where the organism breaks into fragments, and each fragment will grow into a new organism. One typical example is Spirogyra. It's a filamentous alga, and once it is fully matured, it will break into different fragments, and each fragment will grow into a new organism. Okay? Is that fine?
Yes, ma'am.
So now you have understood binary fission and fragmentation. Both are clear, no children? Fragmentation, binary fission, and multiple.
Yes,
Yes?
ma'am.
Now we are moving on to regeneration. What is the word meaning, children? Regeneration.
New generation.
Again getting generated, no? Regenerating, generating again. Now let's see how this is happening. And here you can see the picture of an organism. Is this picture familiar to you? Have you seen this figure in any other class textbook? Class 9? No?
No.
It's planaria. Have you heard about planaria? Or flatworm? You call it as planaria or flatworm. Planaria, or you can even, because of the flat appearance, it's flat in appearance, so you call it as flatworm also. Now let's see how this process is happening. This should not be confused with fragmentation. This is regeneration, and here the organism will divide into pieces, and each piece can form a new organism. See here, you can differentiate it into 3 parts. Head, this is the head, and the tail region, and the middle piece. Spirogyra is a plant. It's an alga, but this is an animal. It's an organism coming under Platyhelminthes. I don't know whether you're remembering what you had learned in class 9. And once it is divided into 3 parts, each part can regenerate the remaining portions. Say, for example, this is the head region. The head region will be able to develop the middle piece and the tail, and they will form a new planaria. Similarly, the middle piece will be able to regenerate the head and the tail, and they will form a new planaria. And now coming to the third one, the tail piece. The tail piece also will be able to regenerate the head and the middle piece, and they will form a new planaria. Even if you are dividing the organism into different parts, each part is capable of regenerating the lost part. Regeneration is the ability of the organisms to give rise to new individuals from their body parts. So if an organism can produce the whole individual from their body parts, you call the process as regeneration. Once again, regeneration is the ability of the organism to form new individuals from their body parts. One example is Hydra, the other example is Planaria. When they are cut into several pieces, each piece can develop into a complete organism. More about regeneration we will learn in the next class. Once again, definition I'll repeat. It's the ability of the organism to give rise to new individuals from their body parts. Example, Hydra and Planaria. Even if you cut them into several pieces, from each part, the complete organism can be formed. We'll continue the same topic next class. Quickly tell me what is fragmentation. Rose, what is meant by fragmentation?
Can you show the last slide?
Regeneration, no? I'll repeat because it's already time. Next class, I will show that again. We'll start from regeneration next class. One of you tell me what, Rose, tell me what is meant by fragmentation.
Organism is divided into many pieces upon maturation, and each piece develops into new individuals.
Example, Rifa, example for fragmentation.
Ma'am,
Spirogyra. What is the definition for regeneration? Badra, how do you define regeneration?
The ability to give rise to new individual organisms from their body parts.
The ability of an organism to regenerate new individuals from their body parts. And regeneration, if you have missed out the points, not to worry. Next class, we'll start from regeneration. Okay. So not to worry. It's time up. Thank you, children. See you next class.
Thank you, ma'am.